Okay, so Eden Zero is back, and this chapter has already proven two of my theories, which I am very happy about. So I predicted that for some reason Ziggy erased the memories of all of the shining stars, both the light and the dark ones, and that has apparently been proven correct because Wizard has no memory of knowing Witch ever. He knows that he was meant to be Witch's counter and a copy of her, but he has no idea that he actually knew her. But apparently the memories are in fact still in his head. Now, the thing is, Wizard, of course, because of his programming and his loyalty to Ziggy, he does not care about what his memories were or that he ever knew Witch or anything. But Shiki, on the other hand, does care because, based on what my theory about before was, Shiki now knows that since Wizard was friends with Witch, he wants to be friends with Wizard, and he wants to now save them, which is what he said, which is what I always thought before as well. Like, they are not going to destroy the four Dark Stars, they're going to try to save them. So after defeating them, they're probably going to deprogram them and try to get back everyone's memories, both the Dark Stars and the Shining Stars memories. Shiki realizes that the memory wipe was done by Ziggy when he was Shiki's grandfather, not when he's currently the evil version. So that most likely means that Ziggy erased their memories to hide something from his evil self, because he knew that he was going to be corrupted for some reason or another. I always theorized that the part of the information that was erased from the Shining Stars was probably something involving Shiki and Mother. But the thing is, now that's kind of complicated because the Dark Stars were also part of this story, so I could still be right about that. The fact that what was erased involved Shiki, of course, and Mother, but there might be more to it than that, because from what I could tell, Ziggy erased a ton of information. Like, going back, it looked like even before he even Ziggy met any of the Shining Stars or Dark Stars, because they seem to have memories of each other, but in a different life, in a different time, It's kind of complicated on that part. So the chapter pops over to see how the others are faring, and so Rebecca is trying to balance on the rope, of course, because but she almost falls off. And then the clown starts to dance, and these weird, bubbles pop up that, not even for us to read, but for the actual characters it's like and the characters can see them. Bubbles pop up, and it basically is like a narrator reading out what is happening, where apparently, though, it says, clown doing an alluring dance, causing a Rebecca to fall. Rebecca then questions how is that an alluring dance, because it's not, it's just a goofy dance done by a clown. But it just keeps repeating over and over again, clown doing an alluring dance. And this is, of course, he's bouncing on the tightrope, so Rebecca falls. So Rebecca activates her ether gear and is able to catch the rope and hang upside down by her cattail, which is giving just a great shot of her ass. And so Rebecca goes, safe, I caught it. And then Happy's like, no, that position is not safe. Pino's like, that is very inappropriate where you're looking. And the clown text bubble pops up again and says, Rebecca strikes an alluring pose, and then Rebecca just screams, no, she doesn't. So Weiss is currently gunning down Killer, but he, of course, turns to Data, floats away into the ether. Killer's like, I'm an assassin. I'm not going to fight you head on. And Weiss is like, fine, whatever. I'll just use a scanner to find you out. It doesn't matter. And so he ends up creating it like a Dragon Ball Z scanner on his eye, and then it just immediately turns to Data because Killer is just as good of a programmer as Hermit, so he just evaporates it. So Weiss is now going to have to find a different way of finding Killer without using his ability. So Homura and Brigden seem to be slugging it out, and Homura seems to be faster, and so she's able to jump over him and slice him basically right near where his neck should be, but it doesn't leave even a scratch on it. And Brigden responds by saying, my armor cannot be cut by a sword. Now, either that's going to be proven false right here now by Homura, or she's also going to have to find a different way of beating him. Then we get back to Shiki and Wizard, and what takes place is basically the second theory that I had, which was if Shiki really is on par with the Oration Says Galactica, then that means he should be able to one-shot pretty much any of the Dark Stars at this point, which exactly what happens. So Wizard says, I've already drained you of all your ether. You have no way of fighting back. I'm just going to kill you. And so he's about to incinerate him with his dark lightning, but then Shiki just rushes him and takes a chunk out of him, just like Agnologia did to God Serena in Fairy Tail, just rips through his side with his bare hands. So Wizard's like, how did you do that? I absorbed your ether. There's no way you would ever have the power to do that. And she's like, 1/10. You only absorb 1/10 of my power. I'm going to fight Ziggy, so there's no way I'm going to waste it right here and now. But I had to use more than I thought because you're stronger than I thought you'd be. That's when Wizard realizes that probably not just Shiki, it's probably all of them that are stronger than they thought they were. So he immediately sends out a message to the remaining Dark Stars to tell them not to underestimate the rest who they're fighting. which tells me that there's a huge chance that Weiss was probably trained by Hermit to be a better hacker, and is probably going to be able to force Hermit out. Also, the cutting of the dude's armor is definitely going to happen by Hamaru, because let's be honest, she's probably also trained dramatically to be able to just cut through anything. As for Rebecca, I have no idea what she's going to be able to do, because we actually have not seen her use her overdrive yet. I mean, we got a peek of it when she was kicking a bunch of dudes, but that was about it. She didn't actually really use it again in an actual one-on-one fight. So this will be the first time she's going to use her overdrive. We'll get to see what she can do. Apparently she has the ability to control a tail. That's interesting. But yeah, this was a pretty solid chapter. I'm glad that it confirmed a lot of my theories. Well, 2 of my theories anyway. And I hope it continues to confirm more of my thoughts. That'd be fantastic. It always feels nice to be right. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, give a thumbs up so you can enjoy more Eden Zero and other anime things. Thank you and have a great day.